Is going on, Mile High City? Welcome back to Broncos Country News. I'm your host and anchor, Caleb Malden. So, the 2021 schedule has officially been released, and whoever was in charge of making sure that the schedule didn't get leaked from the NFL did a terrible job. Also, I want to give credit to our summer intern, Peyton Manning, did a fantastic job linking that. You know, Peyton, he got a bright future in the NFL. He's got a bright one, you know. Never heard of him before. I heard he did something in the NFL, like did something as a quarterback, and I heard he did something really cool with the Broncos one time. And it's good that we got a nice summer intern because, you know, those are hard to come by. Find someone who's willing to put in the work, and Peyton's thankfully done that. So, the schedule has been released, but I am not going to predict a record. I'm more just going to go over what I think are winnable games. Of course, you're going to say, well, every game's a winnable game. Every game's a losable game. The thing is that I really don't know how to gauge this team right now because, remember, last year, so many injuries, all that uncertainty, and this year is honestly dependent on the same things. We need our quarterback play to improve much better. We need the coaching to be better, and we got to stay healthy. Because if we go through like a plague injury year again, then we have no idea how to gauge this team. It's so weird. We open with back-to-back road games. We got the Giants and the Jaguars, and then we have the Jets at home. Now, I'm actually okay with that. Like, that's a very probable 3-0 start, even with our defense. Like, no matter who the QB play is, you're facing two rookie quarterbacks that really don't have their feet wet yet, that are kind of still getting used to playing in the league. We got Daniel Jones, who is honestly in the same exact boat as Drew Lock. So that's at least nice. We're gonna get it'll be probably Locke versus Jones, and that'll be interesting, you know, seeing how that goes. And then on week 4, we have to face the Ravens. I'm nervous about that one. It depends on if we can shut down Lamar, of course. We have to stop that running game. We have to make sure passing is not their strength, even though Lamar can throw. It's just they don't really have a legit number one wide receiver for him to throw to. So our corner should have a good time in the secondary, and our pass rush should be able to get home, hopefully. Then we got Pittsburgh. I'm actually more confident facing Pittsburgh because their offensive line is very average at this point. They've lost a huge amount of their pieces. Yes, they got Najee Harris, but what does it matter if you don't have people that can open up holes in the run game for them? Ben Roethlisberger is obviously on the decline at this point. It's just point of age, and all we have to do is honestly shut down the checkdowns. Just stop those 5-10 yard routes, and we're fine because Pittsburgh, they're probably not going to go deep. If we can keep Najee Harris contained and we can make sure we shut down those checkdown routes, I think we should be fine against Pittsburgh. It's just making sure that pass rush doesn't get home to our quarterback. Then we got the Raiders at home. That game is going to be interesting because the Raiders did upgrade their offense a bit. The Raiders are weird every year because they start out hot, then they collapse down the middle. Like, their defense is always a big question mark. I got no problem with their car and their offense. Like, that's going to be a thing that we're going to have to deal with. Thankfully, they don't have Nelson Aguilar anymore, so we don't have to worry about that. But, yeah, they're going to be a problem. That'll be an interesting matchup. Then we got the Cleveland Browns on Thursday Night Football. Now, I do want to bring this up. People keep freaking out about the fact that the Broncos only have one primetime game and it's a Thursday night game. Who cares? People say, well, it shows how bad the team is. But where have you been? What, the damn record doesn't show that? No, you want to get primetime games? Okay, let's play better. We'll get flexed. We'll play better. It's that simple. Who cares if it's a primetime game? You want primetime games or you want wins? I don't care that we're not playing on Monday night or Sunday Night Football. Monday Night Football crews are terrible anyway. Yeah, not to listen to the terrible commentary anymore. Yeah, we get to, you know, I'm fine with the CBS crews and as long as we don't, we're probably going to get Joe Buck for that game, but who cares? But the Browns will be interesting. We have to shut down that run game. I know Baker can sling it, but I would rather we try to force Baker to throw 40 times than have to deal with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. If you saw how they did last year when those two were running, they're so deadly, so deadly. Then we have the football team. What we'll have to mainly deal with is their defense. That front seven is elite in every way. We have to deal with Chase Young, Daron Payne, Kerrigan is still there. They still have a pretty good secondary, all things considered, and Ron Rivera is an amazing defensive head coach. All we gotta make sure is Fitzpatrick can't throw for 400 yards. It depends on what Fitzpatrick we're getting that week, because you know he's a week-to-week thing. Some weeks he's red hot, and he's elite, and he's torching defenses left and right, and then some weeks he looks like he shouldn't even be in the league, and he looks like a third stringer. It depends on what Fitzpatrick we get that week. It even depends on how he's playing so far that year. Dallas. That'll be interesting. It depends on A, how Prescott's looking after that injury, how their offense is coming along, and B, is their defense at all improved? Okay, their defense should be improved because they were one of the worst defenses ever. I've watched a lot of Cowboys games. They were god-awful last year. They should be better. I mean, Dan Quinn should be better than Mike Nolan. I know Dan Quinn had his problems in Atlanta, but, I mean, if he's worse than Mike Nolan, I don't know how you could get worse than Mike Nolan. Their big weakness last year was the rush, so Gordon and Javonte Williams are really going to have to, start booking it down the field, open up things in the secondary. Their corners are, I know they don't have any big names at corners. They still got Trevon Diggs, and I know they really wanted Pat Surtain, and Cowboys fans are pissed that we got Surtain. They wanted him. Hey, at least we don't have to deal with that. Judy, Hamler, Sutton, Patrick, they should have a fine day. Hopefully, again, it depends on how both teams are playing. Depends on how Dak's looking after that injury. I hope Dak is playing good after that injury just because I like Dak Prescott personally. I know he's a Cowboy, and it's the thing like that. We have to hate the Cowboys, but I'll take Dak Prescott. You know what? I hope he's playing good. My issue is not the Cowboys' personnel, by the way. My issue is not their players. It's their coaching. Somehow they got worse than Jason Garrett. I don't know how you do that. You fire Jason Garrett, you hire someone who's worse. I don't know how you do that. You were better off sticking with Garrett. That's just my opinion, though. Then we got Philly. Philly's really weird. They have some good players and some good talents. I mean, they did get Devontae Smith, and they did need a legit wideout because Jeffrey's injury prone, and they lost to Deshaun Jackson, who played like a total of, I think, 3 games for them when he signed back. Their offensive line is always through the injury ringer every single year. They've lost a good amount of guys to retirement. Who knows if Zach Ertz will even play for him this year? It's looking more and more like he's going to. Defensively, they're okay, I guess. Defensively, they're fine. The issue is not really Jalen Hurts. It depends on how he's playing, and their head coach, Nick Sirianni. It depends on what he's doing. A lot of these are good matchups for the Denver defense. Offense is a whole other thing, and I got some cooking for that. Chargers, it's going to be interesting. We have to find a way to beat the Chargers because obviously the Chiefs and the Raiders are going to be tough opponents. Got to find a way to beat the Chargers. It depends on how they're playing, how Herbert's doing in his second year, on how their coaching is doing. The big problem last year for the Chargers was their coaching. So it's going to see how the Broncos are going to be doing against them. Then we got Kansas City in Week 13 in Arrowhead. We got to find a way to beat them once this year because we also close out the season with them in Week 18. We got to find a way to close out. Beat them once. I don't care if you have to beat them one time. I don't care when. Just beat them one time. Then we got the Lions. I'm confident about that game regardless of who the QB is because the Lions are really weird. They did get Penei Sewell, who's looking good. Goff is fine as far as quarterbacks go. He's nothing great. He's nothing bad. They do have some nice running back talent, so we'll see how DeAndre Swift is doing. They didn't really get a lot of receivers for him, which I think is a little puzzling because they lost Kenny Golladay and Marvin Jones, who they really need. Defense should be all right. It depends on how Dan Campbell's doing as a head coach, if he'll bite anyone's knees off. The Broncos and the Bengals. This is really going to depend on can our pass rush get home against Joe Burrow. How's their offensive line doing? How's Zach Taylor doing in year 2? Year 3 as a head coach. That defense is really weird to me. They have good games. They have bad games. It depends on how the defense is playing. Joe Burrow, I hope they don't kill him. I love Joe Burrow. I love him as a quarterback. And I would hope that they protect him with all of their might. Please protect Joe Burrow. So interesting to see if we can get home against that offensive line. Then we got the Raiders on the road. I'll revisit to our last game, which last time he played in Vegas shall not be mentioned, at least until I have to do the season preview. Until I have to do that. Then we got the Chargers and the Chiefs. We close out with 3 straight divisional games. We have, if I remember correctly, we have 2 on the road, 1 at home. The home game being Kansas City. I'm not going to predict our record. I say we can at least get 9-8 wins with the defense we have. More wins will depend on our quarterback play. If Drew Lock's improved, or hell, if Teddy's the starter at that point, I don't know. Obviously, if Rodgers is a quarterback, you're winning at least 12 games. I would think with the roster you got, but it's more likely we got something cooking. The schedule is, we're ranked 5th easiest, which is about time. I mean, we haven't gotten a break in our schedule in quite a few years. We usually get a really damn hard schedule. I don't know why. So at the very least, we're getting a break. We get a Week 11 bye, which I am so thankful for. because I hate early bye weeks. I hate them with a passion, because early bye weeks usually mean that now you got to really tough it down the stretch, hope you don't get injured, and just like hope to God that your team can hold up when it's really hard to do that without a bye week, when you really need that bye week. We'll be getting it at just the right time after week 10, which means final 7 games down the stretch, we'll have plenty of time to get healthy, hopefully. So fingers crossed the injury gods do not plague us this year, that we get a break, and that we are not forced to play with practice squad players in our secondary. That's our hope for this year. Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below about the schedule, what you think Denver can do, what you think Denver cannot do, what you see for our team this year. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. And now, as for our quarterback situation, I mentioned this in an earlier video. I have something cooking. And I might put out a little bit of a trailer pretty soon, because I have something cooking that I'm actually really excited to show you guys for our offense, and how things with Drew Luck might be better than people might think. Just wait to see what I come up with. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. Please know your thoughts down in the comments below. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the description below. Anyways, Broncos Country 303. I'll see you guys later.